Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely, and I apologize for another in the truck video, but there's 20-mile-an-hour winds. You would not hear me out there. So I'm really early for the tournament, for the final round in Jonesboro. If I was anyone else, I'm actually right on time for me because I'm teeing off on the first card. That means I'm in the bottom card. And it's not something I didn't expect to ever be in that position, but certainly not this season. But I said I wouldn't hide from anything, and I'm not. So I'm going to kind of share what it's like and processing how to deal with that, because I do think it's something that other people certainly have experienced, but even more if you're thinking about playing a tournament or you're brand new, it could be one of the biggest fears. Like, I don't want to finish last. I mean, I've heard that countless times in my life. Well, I'm kind of in that position. If I play poorly, I'm finishing last today. So I want to talk about that. So, warning, this is going to be one of them thinking videos. I'm going to philosophize here a little bit about life and stuff. And if it's too early in the morning for that, or if you can't stand me when I'm on my soapbox, click off now. The next video is going to be about how to throw your sidearm 50 feet farther. But that's what this is going to be. All right, so right off the bat, I don't care that I played poorly, like in itself, in a bubble, because I was in the hospital Sunday. I just started my antibiotics regimen. I knew I was taking a risk, and even though I felt good, by the time I teed off the first hole, I could tell. The first hole was a 470-foot hole when I left myself 200 feet short. Right? Okay, I'm in trouble. So yeah, damage control all weekend. I played poorly. Not a big deal. This is more about the kind of psychological aspect of, what are people going to think? What am I going to think about myself? How does it feel, to be in that situation? And it's on steroids for me, because I've put myself under the microscope to a point where, like, I'm literally going to be up in front of a gallery having my name called on the last card. And I'm going to have to, face that and compete like everyone else does today. And I want to talk about that, but I want to go big picture for a second, because this is a microcosm of how I think about life in general, which is, I love life. Like, I love experiencing every aspect of life, the good and the bad. And for sure, the good's better. I mean, if it was up to me, every day would be perfect, of course. But it's life, it's not. And I'll give an example. Years back, I had meningitis, and meningitis sucks. It was incredibly painful, but more than that, you can die from it. You can go blind from it. You can lose limbs from it. I mean, meningitis is like the real deal, and it was horrible. But I took the whole thing in. Like, I got to be on like tubes and machines for 6 days. Like, I got to experience something that is part of the human condition. Humans all over the world, forever and forever in the future, will experiencing those types of things. I got to live that experience. As bad as it was, I'm glad to have gone through it. And then afterwards, they were nice enough to put me on Vicodin for 9 months for no reason whatsoever. So I got to kick an opioid addiction, which is just about, if not the hardest thing I've ever done. That sucked. But how many people in the world have dealt with substance addiction? I got to experiencing that aspect of life, and the empathy and the knowledge that comes from that experience. And so I try to enjoy these experiences. Now, playing bad at a Frisbee golf tournament is nothing compared to that stuff, obviously. But it's the same philosophy applies, which is, I want to experience, or not that I want to experience, I didn't want to be on the last card, but I'm going to experience everything that's put in front of me, and I'm going to take this in. So I'm viewing this as, I get to experience playing on the last card at a disc golf tournament. And one of the interesting things is, I also get to practice my I hate hypocrites, life's goals. That's not, I hate Hypocrites isn't a goal. Not being a hypocrite is one of my life's goals. And myself and probably every player on tour has told countless new players who are worried about playing tournaments, don't worry about how you finish. No one else but you cares how you do. It doesn't matter if you're on the last card or the biggest one. Just have fun. We've told that to everybody. We ain't been in this position before. I started off really good in the early 80s. This is new to me. And I get to take the thing I've been telling everybody else, and I'm kind of an asshole if I don't apply that same information to myself. I'm a hypocrite if I don't. And so I'm just going to take this like anything else. This is part of the story I'm telling. When I step up to the tee pad, I'm like, this is ego, and this is 100% a character flaw of mine. There's no question about this. But I will feel embarrassed about being on the last card. I will. But I'm also going to remember that every single person sitting in those stands would trade places with me in a minute. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them would. A lot of people in the rest of the world would trade places with me at this moment in time. Like, they'd give anything to be on the last card playing disc golf for a living. So that's what I'm going to keep to myself. I'm going to thank everybody. I'm going to keep my head up high. I'm going to smash the first hole. I'm going to play 18 holes of disc golf with Jeremiah Collier and his dad, or two of my favorite people in the sport. His dad's caddying for him, I think, today, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of that experience as well. So that's it. The good, the bad. This is clearly not the worst thing that's happened in the world, but I will enjoy the experience, and I will have an understanding of everyone else who's been through this experience far better now, and heck, that'll even make me a better teacher. All right, thanks everyone.